So this video is going to show you how to use part configurations, and we'll also touch on using a variable within the part studio. So the example I have here is a domino where you're going to want numbers 1 through 6 indicated by the little dots, as you might know a domino to look like. So the first thing I want to do is set up a variable for the depth of the dot extrusion, because that's something we don't know yet. And if I'm going to make different extrusions for each one of these dots, I don't want to have to change the extrusion depth for each of the dots. So first of all, I'm going to call this, let's say depth of, well, I'll just say depth dot. We'll make it 2 millimeters for now. And that's it. That establishes that variable. I'm going to drag this up to the beginning of the part though, because otherwise it's just like the history of a part. If this happens afterwards, your extrusion is not going to be able to use it. So I like putting my variables at the beginning. Also, as you see, I have my sketch here that's going to make up my dots. So the first thing I'm going to do to set this up, and there are many ways to get this same problem done, but this is one way. I'm going to okay, there we go. Sorry, I just wanted that to be oriented in a certain way. So here I'm going to call this, if I just type D, it's going to automatically pull up any variable with the letter D. And I'm going to rename this 1, 1. So I'm thinking of these dots as an array. So this would be position 1, 1. This would be 1, 2. This would be 1, 3, where the first number is the row and the second is a column. So this would be 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, and so on. And there we have it. So dot 1, 1, we'll just extrude this dot. And this is just to set the part up. I'm going to go through and do this for every dot that I have. I don't have a 1, 2 position because our dominoes won't have that. Okay, I'm going to do this for every position, and I'm going to pause the video until that's over, and then I'll pick it back up. Okay, so I noticed when I rotated my view that I had actually added instead of removed material, so I just went back and edited that, and now you can see each one of these extrudes is a separate dot being removed. I'm not bothering with the second or the bottom half of this domino right now. Okay, and now what other benefit I want to point out is now that I have this as a variable, I could quickly change the depth of these cuts pretty quickly just by changing this one number rather than having to go into each one of these extrudes. So now, so that I can change the domino to consist of whichever number I want, I'm going to use a configuration. Oh, looks like I already have one in here. I'm going to delete that one to start from new. I'm going to click this drop down and make it a checkbox. Actually, sorry about that. I just want to make it a list. And so the name that's going to be in here is going to indicate what number is on which side of the domino. So I'm going to call this top part A. And that what I'm going to write here is going to be A1, B1. Sorry, B1. And what that means is I'm going to have a domino with one dot on this side and one dot on this side. Now I don't even have this side set up yet, but this is just to show you how to do it. So once I have this set up, I'm going to click on all of the different positions for dots and make their suppression state a possible checkbox variable. And you can just go through and click these one by one. You're going to do this for every dot, and you would do it for both sides if you have both sides going. And now I only created A1, B1. I guess what we could do here is say, well, we want our second dot, A2, B1, and hit enter. You're going to want a 3. And there are going to be a lot of permutations of this. It's 28 of them. Now, so what this is saying is I'm going to have numbers 1 through 6 on the top and only a dot of 1 down here. And now you're going to have to go through and figure out which of these need to be suppressed. So if you want it to be only a 1, you're not going to want this one on. You're only going to want the one that is in position 2, 2, which is the middle. So I'm going to uncheck all of these. For it to be a 2, you only want this one and that one. So you go through and you figure out which of these need to be turned on or off. And so on. I'm not going to bore you with doing this for every one of them, but this is how you would do that. And now what do you do with this? You can say, show me configuration A1, B1, and there's your 1 dot. Ideally, you have a second one down here. Show me your second one, and there's the 2 dots, and so on. So if you had set this all up correctly, they would light up as you do this. Or not light up, but show you a different configuration for every one that you go through. This one is going to have all of them on because I haven't set that one up yet, as you can see. So that's how you do that. If you want to bring them into the assembly then, let me show you. What you can do is insert, and in the assembly I have 2 copies going, so I want copy 1 right now. And here is where you can tell it which configuration of the part you actually want to bring into the assembly. So once you have A1, B1, you can just click this and bring it in. Or let's say you want A2, B1, you can click it and bring it in. And so that's how you can work with the assembly and see the configurations within your Part Studio alone. That's it for now.